Now we want to see in percentages the types of shipment modes used for our sales transactions, right? Those are the transactions for the top 10 states now, not for all the states, just the top 10 states. And we will use a table heat map. Table heat maps help in focusing attention on where categories have high numbers and where they have low numbers. So you can see two things at the same time. And sometimes it also creates insightful patterns that otherwise would have been hidden. Okay, so but before I go into creating our table heat map now, let me explain that we have two types of tables in Power BI desktop. The one that is named table and the other one that is named matrix, right? So both of them are tables. The difference is in how they arrange data. The table is a unidirectional table in the sense that it arranges data in just one single direction, and this is what I mean by that. So let me go to a blank page to try to demonstrate what I mean. So if I select a unidirectional table, which is the normal table in Power BI desktop, and I want to visualize sales by years and months. So let's say I pick year now and I drop year on the table. So you see that all the years are currently on one column now, right? So 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. Now, if I decide to add months to this, what will happen is my month is simply going to go into a new column. Now, you need to remember that there are 12 months in a year. Therefore, the only way this is going to work is that the 2014 is going to be repeated 12 times to accommodate each of the 12 months. In fact, each of these years will be repeated 12 times each. So if I go to drag months and I put right there underneath the year, you will see that I just have a new column for my months and my 2014 is repeated, right? So if I go to tick sales now, then this is how my report is going to look like. That's when you use a unidirectional table. A bidirectional table, on the other hand, which happens to be the metrics table, if I pick a metrics table like this, I'm going to drag that right here, and I'll also go into focus mode. So with a metrics table, you have options. You can arrange some of the things into different rows while you arrange some into different columns, right? So I'm going to pick my year now, and I'm going to put my year on rows. So this is going to look exactly like the unidirectional one you saw. Now, instead of bringing months to be repeated on the rows now, I can simply just carry my months and I can put that on columns. So with this metrics now, I can easily use one single January for each of the 5 years. So if I add sales to the report now, then you will see a much more crisp table looking visual. Now, the other thing with this metrics is that I can use it to enable drill down on the rows, right? So because I can now go and add quarters underneath the year here. If I put quarter underneath that year, then each year I will be able to expand a little bit downwards, and I'm going to see quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. So let me go back to reports, and I'm going to delete this page. So we're going to make use of metrics table for our next visual. So I pick a metrics table here, and I'm going to drag that right beside our top 10. Resize it to be of equal height, expand the width to the extreme right hand side. Then I'm going to add states. So these are the top 10. These are all the states right now, but I need to limit the number of states to the top 10 states. Therefore, I'm going to come to states on my filters pane. I will change the filtering type to top N. Then I'm going to type 10 here, and I want the top 10 by sales, right? So basically I want the same guys that you are seeing here, I want them here as well. So I'm going to drag sales all the way to the by value, and I'm going to click apply filter. Okay, so these are the top 10 states by sales. Then I now basically want to see the number of transactions in each of these states. But I want to see those number of transactions by ship modes that were used for shipments, right? So I'm going to take ship modes first, and I'll put that here on columns. So now I can see each of the states. I can see the different ship modes. Let me move into focus mode. So the states, the ship modes, then I want to see the number of transactions. So I'm going to drop my order ID into the values field on the metric. So order ID goes into the value field of the metrics, and I'm going to change the summarization from first to count distinct. So right now I can see for each state how many transactions made use of first class, how many made use of same day, second class, and so on and so forth. But I'm not really interested in the numbers per se. All I'm interested in seeing right now is, okay, so for all the transactions that were carried out in the state of California, what is the percentage of those transactions making use of first class? What is the percentage making use of same day? So I'm not really interested in the actual values. Rather, I want to see the percentage for each of these shipment modes. So I will simply come back here to my visualizations pane where I have my count of order ID. I'm going to click on the drop down you have there. Then I can select show value as, and I'm going to say show value as percentage of row total. So that's it. So for the number of transactions going to the state of California, 14% use first class, 19% use second class, 61% use standard class, right? This is not interesting yet, so we are going to have to come back to apply conditional formatting that will implement the heat map that we would like to see. But before then, you see, because we are using percentage of row total, so all the rows will always sum up to 100. We don't need this total here, so I will go to my format and I'm going to put off both the row totals and the column totals.